Aldgate East is another of those stations that I wanted to cover because I just quite like it. Now, from the outside, the main entrance is nothing to write home about. What interests me is what's at platform level. But first, a little history. Aldgate East is on the District line between Tower Hill and Whitechapel, and on the Hammersmith and City line between Liverpool Street and Whitechapel. It sits just outside the boundaries of the City of London. It was opened by the District Railway in 1884 and was part of a drive by that railway to extend into the eastern suburbs of London. The name Commercial Road was considered, but I guess that wasn't confusing enough. It's very close to the Metropolitan and Circle Line station of Aldgate. So close, in fact, that you can see Aldgate on the approach to Aldgate East as you go east. Used the word east twice in the same sentence. That's not good form. It's a short walk between the two stations if you want to get to one but can only get a train to the other. There used to be a third station just a little east of Aldgate East, there I go again, named St Mary's Whitechapel, of which more later. As you can see from the map, there's a sort of triangle of lines here, and that caused a bit of a problem. As I've mentioned in previous videos, the Metropolitan Railway, who built Aldgate, did not get along with the District Railway. And one way or another, the two companies kept doing each other over, often in the long run hurting themselves as well. So Aldgate East was sited incredibly awkwardly, resulting in an agonisingly tight curve, where stopped trains could foul the points behind them and cause delays. In 1933, London Transport was formed and took over the Underground, as is commemorated in this sign at the western entrance. The CEO of the new organisation, Frank Pick, headed up the New Works programme. This was a grand scheme to modernise the entire network. Aldgate East was in his sights. The idea was to make it easier for passengers to get from the Metropolitan line to destinations east by running trains straight over the junction to Barking. But for that to work, the Aldgate curve would need to be rebuilt. The plan was to re-site and rebuild the station, then relay the curve to be more friendly. Consequently, Aldgate East was moved east. I keep doing that. At the same time, the fashion in new tube stations was for underground ticket halls, as in ticket halls that are underground. But that couldn't be done without lowering the entire station, which couldn't be done without stopping services on the busy line. Wrong, said the engineers. They suspended the track from the tunnel roof, dug the soil away from under it, then mounted it on trestles to stabilise it. All while the trains were running. Then, when the works were complete, the tracks were lowered to their new level. You can still take a butcher's at the hooks. The new station opened on the 31st of October 1938. It was future-proofed, although that term didn't exist back then, with longer and wider platforms than necessary. The whole thing is an excellent example of 1930s underground architecture, but my favourite feature is the relief tiles. These were designed by the artist Harold Stabler, who happened to be friends with Frank Pick, and represented the underground, London landmarks, and counties served by the underground. Stabler's tiles were also used at a number of other stations, and no doubt I'll get the opportunity to talk about them when I visit those stations, but Aldgate East was the first. The movement of Aldgate East meant that the station was now ridiculously close to the next station along the District line, St Mary's Whitechapel. Therefore, in April 1938, this station was closed. Unfortunately, nothing remains of the station building, which was bombed during the Second World War. I can't go without mentioning the eastern entrance to the station. This is located in the Whitechapel Gallery, which itself took over the old Passmore Edwards library. John Passmore Edwards was a newspaper owner, MP and philanthropist. He endowed a number of charitable projects, including this library. The library was taken over by the gallery in 2009. This is by far the nicest exit to the station, which is otherwise very bland at surface level. But as I hope I've demonstrated, it's a station with more than meets the eye. Hello all, I hope you enjoyed this easterly tale from the tube. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button, maybe subscribe and hit the bell icon for more. Perhaps share with your friends, family and fellow travellers. And I'll see you again very soon for another tale from the tube.